Okay. It's Louise Faye for VIB Boxing, and I am here at the Connecting Live in Lowell with Roan Stanley. How are you doing, Rowan?
Yeah, no, I'm good, mate. How are you?
Fantastic. You've just closed the prelim show on the DAZN YouTube channel against the Camden caretaker in Robbie Chapman.
Tough, slippery man.
Yeah, talk me through it.
Yeah, well, you know, like he's big, man. Like he seems like a lot bigger in there as well. So yeah, you know, he's big, he's strong. And like his reach is massive, so when he's kind of doing like this sort of slick, tricky stuff, and his hands out here, like, and then he comes down with like a sharp jab, it's like I feel like I was always in his range. Do you know what I mean? You know, like he seems to just be very long, very tricky.
Yeah, and to look at him outside of the ring, he doesn't look that rangy, does he?
No.
But
no.
With the kidology that he plays, and his arms everywhere, he's like a bit of an octopus, and then he comes back really quite straight and come down with a real cheeky jab, wouldn't he?
You know, he's had a load of fights, he's experienced, isn't he? So that's what he's here to do, isn't it?
Over 75 fights, Rowan, and you know, these are the opponents, we say it all the time, but we bring these in for a reason.
100%,
They are good at what they do.
100%.
You know, journeymen don't get the credit for the work that they do. They're very experienced. But you look good against him.
No, thank you,
You
I
were
appreciate
active, and what did I measured controlled pressure.
Right.
We slowed it down a little bit. We like it.
I'm not used to hearing that.
We paced ourselves a little bit more, but this was your first 6-rounder, wasn't it?
Yeah, 100%. So, you know, like with the thought process was that just like have a look for a round or two. Don't just go blazing in. Like it's not a 4-rounder anymore. Like I can't just go 1,000,000% in round 1. Do you know what I mean? You know, like it's a long 18 minutes in there. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, like we did the game plan was just take our time a little bit. It's not a 4-rounder anymore. We want to start stepping up, you know, more rounds and stuff. So we've got to start, you know, taking our time and thinking a little bit more. Do you know what I mean?
And you could see that in the first round. It was get behind that jab, beautiful double jab backhands, just really pushing him back and just establishing your presence in there. And he did start to shell up in the first couple of rounds a little bit. I don't know if he was aware that it was your first 6th round and hoped that you might start to gas out towards the end. But from a fitness perspective, it looked like you'd got that pretty good.
Well, well, you know, like I've worked hard in camp. You know, I've trained hard. You know, I've done a lot of 6-rounders, a lot of good kids. So yeah, you know, like I felt confident of the rounds. I just didn't want to not do myself justice and go in there and just start throwing a million punches and, you know, just sort of look scrappy. You know, I wanted to try and look a little bit neater. You know.
I had a little look at you when I was editing your training footage from in camp when Lee came to see you the other week, and obviously saw you warming up tonight. And what was really nice is what you had been working on in the gym with Seb and the team.
Yeah, 100%.
We could see that in that you were trying to get that off in the ring tonight.
Yeah.
That left head hook you've been working on is a beautiful little shot. Really cheeky.
But that's what I said. Seb's drilled that left hook into me for a while now. Like it sort of started off inspiring. Like I landed it once, and Seb was just like look at that, and then every time now we just land it more and more and more, and Seb's really pushed that. So yeah, you know, like offered it to Seb really for that left hook, like he's kind of got his name on it. That. So yeah, no.
Well, it had Robbie Chapman's name on it tonight because you caught him with it a fair few times.
No, I'm happy with that then, yeah.
And just mixing it up, weren't you? Coming down to the body, really, especially in that last round, really coming down to the body. 4 or 5 body hooks and shot off to the head, and again, but that's what we're working on. You never know.
Yeah, no, you know, but that's what we're working on. Just punches in bunches, and like I said about a year ago, like I was just quite stiff, and I could throw 2 shots really well, like boom, boom. But then they were not really on the end of that, and I'd be a little bit off balance, or like it wouldn't flow. Like, and that's literally what Seb just worked me, just flow. And now we do 10-punch combinations, and we're just constantly trying to get things to flow, because in the 12 rounders, it's not just going to be bang, bang, bang. You know, like things have got to do. You know, like they've got to flow and be slick and a little bit sharper.
Absolutely.
So yeah, but that's exactly what we've been working on.
And you've also got to adapt to what you've got going on in the ring. And like 100%. You said, Robbie is a very tricky customer.
100%.
He knows that boxing ring like the back of his hand, doesn't he? He knows how to get away. But you got him in the corners and you put him up against the ropes, and you kept that pressure.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I felt it. Like, I think it was round 5. Like he really started to push on. You know, and I was just like, no, like I'm gonna have to just go with him. Do you know what I mean? You know, and I feel like there were times where I think he opened up more on me than he has other people. You know, like I feel like we maybe stood toe to toe, you know, a little bit. So like, obviously I've not seen it, but I think it was probably quite crowd pleasing. You know. I hope so, because that's what I'm here for.
I have just put out a tweet prior to, in fact, I'm glad that you've said that on camera, because I just put the tweet out before we've done this interview, and they are the exact words that I used: a crowd-pleasing performance.
Oh, thank you, yeah, no, I appreciate that.
So you can check the time on that, because I promise you I put it out first.
No, I appreciate it.
But like we say, it's your first 6-rounder, it's actually your first fight of the year.
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
So what does the second half of this year look like, Roan? Because I know we've got shows everywhere.
Absolutely as busy as possible, mate. Just as busy. Just as many fights as possible. Just as soon as, we work with Steve and that, don't we? So, when Steve's got a show on and he says the word, we'll be there. I'll be straight back in the gym Monday, just working. I've got a lot to work on. I'm definitely not finished the article, but no, I want to be busy and I want guys like this and I want to keep going and keep pushing, and then next year we'll be in a real good position.
Absolutely, and you never know.
Just more fights, keep busy, stay in the gym.
The door's just opened and Brad Ray's just walked in, who's headlining tonight, challenging for the European title. And who knew? This could be you in a couple of years' time, and that's the goal, isn't it?
That's why I'm here now for shows like this, because that's what I want to be in a couple of years. Absolutely. Like if I thought I couldn't be there, I won't be here now. Do you know what I mean?
I love that.
I'm on my journey, aren't I?
Well, listen, go and get yourself changed, go and enjoy the rest of the show, and we'll see you in a few months.
Nice one, thank you very much, guys. Oh, sorry, just a real massive thank you to Flex Space for sponsoring me and Preston's Construction, for them two main sponsors. They sponsored me all year, so I really appreciate that. Obviously, Unity Document Solutions. Sol, just turn around. CLJ Plumbing. No, Sol.
Other way.
Obviously, Vulcan, Elevator Scaffolding, Vintage Driving, LTH Recycling. So thank you for all them. I'm sorry I rolled them off quick, but thank you, because without them sponsors, I wouldn't be here either. And obviously Seb put so much time and effort in. Every day, drills shit into me every single day. And we fall out a lot, but I'm a lot better fighter for it. So no, I really appreciate all his time and effort. He doesn't take a penny off me ever. So he really lives and breathes boxing. So he's a real good man. So I really appreciate his time.
He did say the IOU's in the post though.
Yeah. Well, he's already said as soon as we go for titles, he'll be taking his 50-60% then. But no, thank you.
Take care, Rowan.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
For all boxing info, news and latest interviews, amateur and pro, across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.